Hey there. Welcome back to You Rock with Sherri Johnson, a real estate podcast. I'm Sherri Johnson, your host, and I'm really pumped up to talk about mindset today because I love manifestation of success and I love manifestation of making things happen because you can first actually see yourself doing something. So people say, well, how do you have such a successful mindset when you are a new agent, Sherri? How did you grow your business? And how did you just know you could, be a top agent or things like that? It's like, I want to cover like 3 or 4 big points today that I think will help anybody out there who's feeling like you just don't have the right mindset. And it's hard because every day we have to start over. It's like, we can't rest on our laurels. We're not going to, what's that phrase? Tomorrow's games aren't won with yesterday's home runs. I mean, I have to be creating more business for myself or it's not going to happen. So as an agent, the first thing I want you to think about is your mindset dictates your success. And if you wake up and you have a bad start to your day, then you just literally have to start that day over, right? I don't care if it's at 7:30 a.m. it starts to go bad, or if it starts going bad at 10, you can always literally start the day over. You have that power. You have that ability. You have to remain positive. And, listening to the negativity, all of that has to go. So it's all about how you frame things and how you look at what you're going to achieve. So if you can already picture yourself doing it, right, you're halfway there. You just have to actually do it now. And so what I want you to think about is oftentimes when I'm live with an audience or I'm, whether it's a huge room or a small room of folks and agents or even virtually, there's a phrase that I always say, and it really is so profound. And constantly I have people tell me that they use this and it worked. So I usually will say, like, who has a listing appointment this week? So I'm asking all of you listeners right now, like, who has a listing appointment this week in the next 7 to 10 days on the calendar? Like, it's already on your schedule and you have booked it. It's already booked for the week, right? So if you're raising your hand right now, you're awesome. You rock. And I'm thrilled. Some of you have 2 listing appointments, which is even more awesome. Maybe more than 2. Okay. If you're a top agent, you're listening to this, you have more than that. You rock. You got to keep that going. Okay. So again, if you have 1 listing appointment, you have at least 1 listing appointment this week in the next 7 to 10 days. You're listening to me right now with your hand up, right? I do, Sherri, right? You're high-fiving me. What I ask next is, right, who that's listening to this, how many of you have a listing appointment in the next 7 to 10 days and you just don't know the address yet, right? Right? Every hand goes up, right? You just don't know the address. I'm going to say that again. Who has a listing appointment this week in the next 7 days and you just don't know the address yet? So every hand has to go up right now, because at the beginning of the year, when you were setting your goals, you didn't say to yourself, like, here's the number of houses I want to sell. And you said it's 36 or 40, maybe it's 50 houses you want to sell, maybe it's more. But you didn't say, you don't care what the addresses are, right? I mean, we want them to all be over 400,000. That would be great. But you don't care what the addresses are. We'll fill those in later. The point is that I want you to mentally say to yourself, I have a listing or a sale this week. I just don't know the address. That's it. I just don't know the address. So when you walk out of your house, out of your home office, right? Or your office, wherever you are, I want you to say to yourself, I'm going to list or sell a house this week. I just don't know the address. And let me tell you that this will change everything. I just had an agent from a team that I coach here in Cleveland, Ohio. I saw her at an event, and she literally hugged me and pulled me aside, and she said, that manifestation thing worked because I sat there and listened to you. I did not have a listing. And I said, I'm going to list a house this week. And she said to me, 2 days later, she got a random text from someone who, this is not from her past sphere, clients, no one she knows. And she saw her information somewhere, and she sent her a message, and she went to the house and they listed the house. And let me tell you that is the type of change that will happen. You will be putting it out there, and you will put it out there so much that you will reap the rewards of how this works. Because I want you saying every day, I'm going to list or sell a house this week. I just don't know the address. And I'm telling you, great things will happen. I have someone in our coaching program told me that phrase literally transformed his business from, going from 2 sales a month to 4 or 6 sales a month. How about that? That's doubling or tripling your business just by having an adopted mindset of success. I am going to be successful. So that is number one. That's number two. Number one was I have to change my attitude if I need to throughout the day. No big deal. We can do that. It's a lot easier sounding when I say it, but you can do it. Number two, you have a listing or sale this week. You just don't know the address, right? Hundreds, if not thousands of people have told me that this has changed the way they get business. And it doesn't mean it's, poof. It just means that you are now aware. You are very in tune with what's happening and people that are coming into your path that you're meeting. Whether you know them or you don't know them, they're going to find you. When I say this, I always say, change your passwords to your goals. When you do that, you're constantly putting your goals out into the universe. You're constantly putting it out there. If you're, I'll give you some examples of what and our agents do this, and they literally hit their goals. So it's great to have them be your kids' birthdays or whatever. But when you make them your goals, it all changes, right? Your goals would be sales 350. You want to make 350 grand, sales 350. Or if you want to do, maybe it's list 150. Okay. I don't know what your goals are, but I want you to make your passwords your goals, because you are constantly typing those numbers and passwords into some type of device, a computer, the MLS, whatever. All right. So first off, keep your energy and your attitude positive. Secondly, you have a listing or sale in the next 7 days. You just don't know the address, right? That's in the next 7 days. I said that this week. That's going to change everything in your life. And third, mindset is this. If I think I'm going to be successful on a phone call, I will be. If the goal of the call is to get an appointment, then I have to have a strategy, and the mindset of making phone calls to people you already know or people you don't know, either one, is what do I want that outcome to look like? And most of the time we don't have a strategy, so we're just sort of winging it. If you actually said, I have a strategy that I know how I want this call to go, which is that I would like to have an appointment at the end of it. And then you went into it saying, I'm going to be successful. At least 1 out of 10 people will say yes, right? Is going to say yes. That's having a successful mindset. If I guaranteed you that 1 out of 10 would say yes to your phone calls, would you make those calls? Yes, of course you would. It sounds better when I say it because I have added the element of success. I said 1 of those people will say yes. I just don't know which one it is. So you need to approach anything you're doing, an open house, farming, if you're going to prospect and make phone calls, expireds, for sale by owners, whatever it is you're doing, you have to have the mindset that you're going to win and that you're going to have success at the other end of it. That's having a winning mindset. That's having a mindset of success. And I'm telling you right now, it'll change everything. So look forward to hearing your mindset success stories. And remember, you have a listing or sale this week. You just don't know the address. I'm Sherri Johnson. You rock. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.